Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to What's SB Playing for another episode of Deep Rock Galactic. I feel a little bad about last episode, about unthinkingly showing the same mission type in the same biome twice. So today, we're going to do something a little bit different, but we're going to start by totally nailing this kick the barrel into the ring game. You ready for this? Right here. There we go. Nope. Oh, okay, well that's probably a bad omen. You know what, that one doesn't count. We're going best 2 out of 3. Nope, that's okay. Well, let's just hope that doesn't mean anything for our mission here. So today we're playing as the Scout. The previous 2 videos were done as the Gunner class, so named because, you know, he has the big guns. And listen, they're wonderful guns, but the other classes have a lot of things to recommend them too. The Scout that we're playing here today has a grappling hook. There's never been a video game that has a grappling hook in it where the grappling hook isn't fun. The video game itself, as a whole, might not necessarily be good, but the grappling hook will be good at least. And then I prepared some footage where I'm playing as a different class, doing a different thing than we'll be doing in this mission. Hopefully to show a little bit more of the breadth of the game. I've been having just like a tremendous amount of fun with this, though. Which is good, because I need... So, yeah, sometimes you just need a thing that's fun and distracting. This has been good and fun and distracting. Alright, so we're in solo mode, of course. There's our buddy, Bosco. I can't get out. Okay, hold on. Another thing this class has is a flare gun. It shoots a much brighter flare than the normal one, a great distance. Can be very, very useful. Mission Control has the utmost faith in us, you can tell. And this mission, in a lot of ways, is going to be pretty similar to the last one, in the sense that we are going to need some... we're going to need some nitra, because we're going to need an awful lot of bullets. This biome is quite different than the last one, and unfortunately has a tendency toward lots of tall vertical spaces. I say unfortunately because I'm used to playing Gunner, who does not really do well with tall vertical spaces. This class, on the other hand, seems to be fine with them. Alright. One thing I like a lot about the game, and I don't know why this is such a little thing, but it really makes me happy, is that different materials break down in different ways. It's way easier to dig through sandy corridors here than it is to dig through, like, the hard-packed rock in other places. I like the sandblasted biome a lot, because it's very easy, even if you're not the driller, who excels at digging through walls. Really easy to reshape the passage however you need to reshape it. Really? That was just 33, huh? Actually all that's up there? Yes, it is. I also didn't really fire that in a very good place. Okay, we're gonna grab that deposit too. Okay. I will say, not necessarily a huge fan of all the dwarf voice lines. Some of them are real. Some of the writing's a little. Some of the writing feels a little early access, is the way I'm gonna charitably put that. And then I think we're actually leaving this way, right? Here's where there's some nice compressed dirt, but I guess I ought to drop some materials off first. So it doesn't look to me like there's a whole lot else going on in here. I guess I should probably go get that mushroom. It's not really that hard to access, although the dirt is really not playing along. There's another one down there, huh? So in this biome, sometimes there are sand spouts. Is that just on the ground? Okay. Alright, on the ground I will do. I wasn't sure if it was just growing out of the side of one of these pillars above a 300-foot drop or something. I know, Molly. I keep telling you to go places, and I don't even meet you there. But this time I mean it. You go here, and I will totally meet you. Those sand spouts coming out of the wall. They can be really useful sometimes for moving from place to place if you are not the kind of person who thought to bring a grappling hook. But to be perfectly honest with you, mostly what they do is fling me across the room when I'm fighting and not paying enough attention to them. And with how dark it can often be in these caverns, sometimes getting flung to a strange place in a heated situation is like a guaranteed death. By the time you can reorient yourself. We're doing pretty well on bulo caps so far. So we're looking for these mini mules. Our Molly is a mule, and we keep dropping off resources in. The expedition that came before us had a different model of mule, these smaller ones. They will not be hard to locate. When we get close, they're first of all, they're all lit up and blinking, and secondly, they make a pretty distinctive noise. I'm not too worried about missing them. God, that's so nice. It is really, really a bummer to be in this biome without the flare gun, because things get so dark when you play in here without at least a friend on scout. Sometimes it can be so hard to know if you've gotten all the things in a cavern. And I like the fact that each of the classes really feels vital in their own way. And when there's some mule parts down there. That right there is one of our mules. When it's time to play, the game with you and two friends, there are like actual conversations that have to happen about what class are we willing to be missing, which I think is a mark of some good design, some compelling design. So I want to go get that. There are people spawning. I can hear them. Something down there. Oh, a trawler. So these guys burrow around in the sand. Bosco's doing his best to keep them from getting underground again. Yeah, they burrow around in the sand and try to come up from below and grab you like a what do you call it? A graboid. That sentence sounded better in my head before I remembered that the creatures in Tremors are called graboids, which is just a terrible... You know what? I'm not taking the hit on that one. That's not my fault. I would have called them something cooler. Anyway. My understanding is there's like 7 Tremors movies or something, and they end up getting even more B-movie than the first one is. But to be perfectly honest with you, I still unironically like that first Tremors movie. Yeah, it's dumb, but it's my kind of dumb, you know? If there's one thing that I can impress upon my my younger viewers here, one thing that I can leave to the generations of the future, it's that you gotta not be ashamed of your dumb. You know, one of the most satisfying experiences you can have in life is really figuring out what your particular dumb is and just letting yourself love it. My dumb is extensive and multifarious. It's got room for B movies. It's got room for cheesy kung fu. It's got room for musicals. I love a good musical. Even when I can admit that it's not necessarily like an objectively good thing. I'm having such a hard time moving around in here. I'm going to blame the dark. It's always too dark. Alright, where am I relative to that patch of... Why did I think it was low? Okay. Ooh, golden loot bug. I'm actually, like, desperate for cash right now. We are absolutely taking down this loot bug. So this guy, the scout, probably has, in my opinion, the weakest combat suite of all of the dwarf classes. The engineer, which you're going to see me playing in the footage I took from last night, is also not exactly a combat monster, but he at least has the standard video game engineer sentry turret thing going. This guy just has an okay assault rifle and like a kind of crummy shotgun, and it's not a super strong combination. You know what? Actually, I'm going to make this a little easier on myself. We're going to drop a waypoint on that Nitra, and I'm just going to dig around from the backside instead of trying to do this the silly way. So when we hit control, we can see our waypoint. Okay. There we go. Here, there's a loot bug on a... Yep, there he is. Well, sorry about this. You did come to me, though. This is kind of your fault. Let me explain to you why it's your fault that I murdered you. Oof, almost fell. Okay, I think we've done a good enough job here. Let's get to the actual mission objective. Where are we at on... We're at 75 Nitra. Okay, that's a little... I sure do wish we had enough Nitra to call in a supply pod. We need to find 5 more somewhere, but let's fix this mule first. Ooh. Tora honeycomb. The bugs from this honeycomb will be disturbed by combat, and they will come out and they will hunt us like they are currently doing until we destroy it. It's best we get rid of that now. So here's the damaged thing. You can see all the pieces are off of it. It does still have 1 leg intact. So we're just going to locate and plug back in 3 other legs. Fortunately, this time they were all right here. They're usually close. They're not always that close. Ah. With these smaller, weaker, but more precise weapons, it becomes way more important to hunt for enemy weak points, which is not to say that the gunner weapons don't benefit from making sure you're hitting the enemies in the weak points. I hate these things. I guess if there's one thing I've learned from Tremors, it would be to stand up on the rocks, huh? Oh, hey, that's an oppressor. That's a real enemy. Well, let's worry about the trawler first. There you go. Not that it's not important to hit the weak points with the gunner, but the gunner can get by without doing so. These weapons have such poor damage output that if we're shooting non-weak areas, we're just not going to do enough damage to kill the enemies. And then, of course, there's enemies like the Glyphid Oppressor, which are so heavily armored that they actually can't be damaged anywhere except their weak point. Well, I think you can... If you have grenades, you can explode them. Oh, hey, I have grenades. That's right. I have these freezy grenades. That's probably going to be pretty helpful. Boy, the oppressors do not freeze for very long, though. These guys seem to stick for a little while longer, though. Oh, wow, and they go down very easily when frozen. Once that clears, we're going to go down there and grab that Bulo cap, because otherwise I'm going to forget that it's here. This game does a good job of, like, making visible the way my brain works for everybody. You notice how I said we were going to fix that pod, and then I got distracted 17 different times? Or when I was talking about getting that Nitra, how many attempts it took me to actually get from, hey, we should grab the Nitra, to actually grabbing the Nitra? That's what it's like inside of my head, literally all the time. It's very, very difficult to get things accomplished. Alright, so one thing I've noticed here in the room, aside from our objective, is this chest. There's treasure in here, but unfortunately the chest has to be powered for the opening mechanism to work. So somewhere in here, there'll be batteries, and you can probably hear that we're pretty close to one. There's this little ping noise that it's making if I shut up for a second. Yeah, that. Let's get a little higher up here. And let there be light. Where might that battery be? There'll be two of them. They'll be like partially buried in the ground. That's one. Ow! Why did I take damage from that? Okay. Fortunately, since the grappling hook here requires a hand, we can't do it while carrying heavy things. It sounds like the other battery might just be over here, but also we should probably deal with this guy. Oh god, he distracted me. Okay. Problem solved. And now we can hack these guys up at our leisure. Also, apparently there's a whole pearl just sitting here. Let's call Molly over. So usually these, you see all these little pearls embedded in the wall in places where there's a great big pearl that you can salvage. This great big pearl is just sitting on top of the earth for some reason. That's a weird... Just kind of curious if there's another one buried in the wall. Looks like probably no. Oh hey, that's an enemy we should probably deal with. I know, we'll get back to the batteries. We do not want this thing to notice us before we have dealt with it, though. Oh, I'm out of bullets. That fancy little animation you saw there was me trying to reload the gun without anything to put in it. So let's get ourselves a little bit of Nitra. I'll Molly up here. I'm going to go up there and deal with it in just a second. I know. Yes, but, you know, you're just talking about how maybe you should like focus every once in a while, maybe like have a thought and then actually act on it in the same sort of general temporal vicinity, and we'll get there. This time I ran out of bullets, so we're doing a thing to get more bullets. This is at least like semi-on mission. Alright, I'm gonna come at it with... Actually, it looks like Bosco handled it, because Bosco's a professional. Bosco gets the job done, is the talk. Just throw that stuff in there and then get back to our battery thing then. Battery sounds like it's... Can't be above us. sounds like it's right here. Kind of sounds like it's inside the pillar. Would that be the case? I don't think I've ever seen that. Oh, yes it was. Okay. Well, thank goodness for good positional audio. Let's repair us a cargo crate. I think there was one of these in the group footage from yesterday. But when you find the batteries, jam them in here and repair the crate, it spits out a whole bunch of resources and also a cosmetic of some kind. In this case, a skin for the cryo cannon, which is a weapon that I don't like very much at all. Okay. Still, it's free loot. You know, it's hard to be too upset about it. We should probably go deal with that brood nexus before we, making sure that I can actually jump up there before I forget about it, because it's going to spawn lots of little enemies at us constantly forever. Also, I should actually do that supply drop, because we're going to need bullets for the thing I'm trying to do here. So yeah, this is not like not an all-time great video game shotgun. Now you, people who've been around the channel for a while, who have seen me play a shooter, know how I feel about a video game shotgun. And people who stick around for a while will know soon, because we are absolutely playing the new Doom when it comes out. And Doom always has a good shotgun. I am sad to report that this game has some real bunk-ass shotguns. There's this one, which is just... it's fine. It's just, you know, one of those big, slow, double-barrel type shotguns. The Magnum of shotguns, if you will. But the Engineer also has a shotgun that is just... it just seems terrible. I have not had good luck with it. Fortunately, the Engineer's other primary weapon is fine. Let's see, you don't bring an Engineer for his guns. You bring an Engineer for the utility. Again, very standard video game stuff. So these tunnels in the walls are like where the glyphid eggs are buried. And if you disturb the ground near them, a bunch of stuff hatches out and comes and tries to eat your face. We have okay weapons for dealing with that. Like this assault rifle is actually pretty good handling that. So there's the other mule, and we will totally get to it, but I'm going to explore a little bit more first. Listen, we need currencies, we need credits, we need upgrade materials. I have a lot of stuff back at the base that I want to build. That's not very easy to get a hold of. I mean, I could grappling hook up there and grab that as I fell. Probably not worth getting downed over. In multiplayer, you can go down as many times as you want. This is not a game where you have like limited lives. As long as you have friends who can get you back up, you're good. In single player, Bosco will get you up a limited number of times before Deep Rock Galactic decides that you are not worth the resources they are expending on you. So you have to be a little bit more careful. And it's really, really easy to down yourself with the grappling hook, just grappling into the dark. I had actually never played Scout before today because my friend Mike always likes to play Scout. So I've been everything else quite a bit. But you'll notice I leveled Scout up to 6 just practicing before starting to record, so that I wouldn't do something incredibly stupid like down myself repeatedly while failing to use the grappling hook. The thing I did in practice many, many times. The flare gun is great in general, but it's like totally necessary for the operation of the Scout, because there are so many places that it is not safe to fire your grappling hook to until after you have flare gunned them. Alright, so we have enough Bulo caps to finish the mission. We have salvaged the other team's mules.
Well done. The mule is working again.
We dropped a supply pod over there that we can go resupply at. You can also see when I hit control, some of the previous team's resupply pods still exist in the world, and they are sometimes usable. They're not in great shape, and they don't always have any materials left in them, but we could go check them out and see if there's any ammo to be gained or anything. Frankly, when you're playing solo, though, ammo's not a huge concern. Because the drop pods, the supply pods, rather, have the same amount of supplies in them on single player as they do on all the other levels of players. Which means that effectively I just have somewhere between 2 and 4 times as much ammunition per person as I would if I was playing with a team. Alright, so now that the mules have been fixed, they're going to go back into this drop pod here. We are going to try to salvage the other team's drop pod so that we can use it to escape. Because Deep Rock's certainly not going to send us another drop pod. That would be an expenditure of resources. You know how big corporations feel about human lives. Definitely not worth paying for. This is not good. I'm running out of ammo. I'm not being particularly cautious with my ammunition. See, like, this shotgun's totally fine. This one's acceptable. Sandstorm, please be over. Okay, a little bit more vision now.
All mules secured. Now to get the pod working. First, establishing a proper connection between the pod and the space rig. Set up the uplink.
Just gonna hit both of these right now. Get ourselves maxed out. Yeah, good, easy. So now that we've got the all the material gathered up again... Sorry about this, buddy, but you are too valuable to live. We just need to repair their uplink to mission control and then get some fuel into this pod. And hopefully everything will go fine and nothing will explode. So this right here is one of your classic 4-player co-op mission game events. What you would call in Left 4 Dead a finale. We're going to have this thing up and we got to stay close to it and defend it. Just got to stay within the little green circle here. You know what? I'm going to pull down another supply drop. We have the materials for this. There's no reason not to do this. This way we can hit it without going out of the circle. In case things get really rough. I remember the supply drops do also give you a considerable amount of health when you use them. So I've dropped it more as a really slow first aid kit than anything. I will say this, the assault rifle's quite accurate if you just tap fire. And that's nice. I don't play... ordinarily I play gunner and driller, and those classes don't really have functional long-range weaponry. The gunner's... One of the gunner's pistols is kind of usable at long range, a little bit. Mostly I have to wait for stuff to get pretty close. Also, unfortunately, I have no way of dealing with the poison clouds that these Praetorians are going to spit out. Praetorians do not like it when you shoot the inside of their mouths. Work that one out myself. Looks like there's just kind of a lot of enemies coming in here, huh? Is that a... Yep, that is an oppressor. Okay, well that's not great. We're just gonna... Oh, the cryo grenades don't... We're gonna back up now, since our triangulation is completed. The cryo grenades don't burst when they hit the ground. They bounce a little bit unless they actually land on an enemy. That is different functionality than I am used to from the grenades in this game. Alright, fortunately, the oppressor's a little bit slow to turn around, and he's also somewhat focused on Bosco, it seems like. Oh, this is a bad idea. The enemies, some of the enemies, the oppressors, it's particularly obvious with the oppressors and the Dreadnoughts, have different behaviors on solo mode than they do on team mode. Like the slowed turning around, or like slower attack patterns, or attack patterns that root them in place more often, which I really appreciate, because some of them would be a nightmare to fight in their full incarnations. So some fuel cells got dropped here. I don't know where they landed. They shouldn't be hard to see, he says, failing to see them. Let's turn on the lights a little bit. Did I just miss them entirely? They should be glowy and... Huh. Alright, hold on. Let's deal with this guy real quick. Get ourselves a slightly higher vantage point. Oh, I wonder if they're in that hole. I wonder if they crashed down too hard and dug a hole. As you've seen here, it doesn't take much to destroy... Yep. That is exactly what happened. They came down with force enough that they punched a hole in the sand. You've seen that the floors and stuff in this area are not particularly strong. Well, that's interesting. I mean, this should be defensible. Should be able to pull this off. This is just going to be a very similar thing. I hate to say, overall, I like the Scout. I think the Scout's pretty powerful for soloing because the grappling hook is just really incredibly useful. But I sure do miss my guns, man. I feel like I'm out here fighting evil with a pool noodle.
We're expecting an increase in hostiles.
Especially since, like, I'm not going to tell you that the gunner's heavy autocannon is the best weapon in the game. I'm not even going to tell you that it's the best gunner primary. Honestly, the minigun's very good. But I find myself sticking to that heavy autocannon because it's like you ripped an entire anti-aircraft battery off of its base and you're just carrying it around. Like, the moment-to-moment experience, audio and visual, of firing that thing is so good. It's very difficult to imagine going back to other weapons at this point. So if I step outside of the zone, the mission will not instantly fail or anything, but we'll start to lose progress on our little green bar. And if the green bar empties, then we do lose the mission. Contact has been permanently lost with the drop pod. And oh no, that's a bulk destroyer, a bulk detonator. That's going to make things real awkward, because those are very explodey. Okay. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to mine them a little bit more effectively. That's fine. We'll just, yeah, we're not going to be able to stay here. So we're going to have to disengage while fighting this thing a little bit. I really wish that all of the other enemies could maybe just back off for a little while. Oh my god, I keep interrupting my reload. Alright, we're going to have to make a move here. Yeah, we're going to have to disengage while fighting this thing and then employ some tactics, because we cannot ever be near it. It is very explosive. My plan right now is to draw it this way. He's very mad about the bar going down. Plan right now is to draw it this way for a while. Actually, we're just going to kill it, aren't we? Run away, run away. Lots of explosions. Okay. So you're going to see in a second why I felt the need to run like that. Okay. Yeah, the force of the explosion when you kill a bulk detonator is considerable. I guess in this range maybe I should be a little more reliant on the, what do you call it, on the shotgun here. Hey, where's my drone? Okay, he's here. He was not helping very much, it felt like, for a while there. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, this is going to take forever, because I can't stay in the zone because there are too many damn enemies. And Bosco is really not pulling his weight today. Okay. That Praetorian is still alive, wherever it is. Come on. Come on, just fill up. Hey, nice of you to... Oh no, okay. Bosco might have... While I was talking trash about how Bosco's not pulling his weight, he might have been killing the Praetorian for me. Because it is definitely dead. I'm having some real problems here. We're gonna go down. I'm out of grenades. So downed people don't count as being in the circle, even if they are in the circle. Bosco can revive us a couple of times here. This has got to start. This has got to start going better. Oh my god. A battle in an enclosed space is like the worst thing that could possibly happen to the Scout.
You're jeopardizing the mission. You need to stay close to the fuel cells.
Bosco, buddy, I need you to...
Stay close to the...
We're not actually going to be able to complete this, I don't think. Just like, I'm looking at the situation here, and I can't see how we survive. Yeah, this one might actually end up being a failure because the Scout is not combat capable enough for this. Okay, here's my plan. My plan was to actually do that in such a way that I got up. I apparently did not grappling hook up onto the floor above because I caught the side of the tunnel that the fuel pod created. My plan was to go up there really fast and try to operate the supply drop. Yeah, that's a real nightmare scenario, man. It's possible that I could have pulled that off with different grenade usage better. I avoided saying the word better to spare my own feelings. Better grenade usage, but that was the downside. The upside of Scout in solo, obviously, is the mobility. The downside is everything that you just saw. Well, why don't we try one more? Let's try another mission type here. In the radioactive exclusion zone, my current assignment wants us to go and kill 2 Dreadnoughts. Also, can be a little bit tricky as a scout, but you know what? Let's give it a shot.
Mission selected. Your chariot awaits, gentlemen. Move out.
Is there anything relevant? Get some Tunnel Rat Ale. What does Tunnel Rat do? Tunnel Rat gives us reduced fall damage. You know what? That totally might be relevant. Mr. Bartender Robot, please. Please help me not die horribly. Plus, who wouldn't want to drink a drink that has a picture of a rat on it? When I think of rats, I think, yeah, put that in my mouth. That's a great idea. I love a rat. You'll never find a more ardent supporter of a rat than me. But, my mouth is not where the rat belongs. The rat may feel different. You might think that a living creature would want to avoid the mouth of a thing that is larger than it. But rats are sometimes like... If a rat feels like you are its friend, you are its family, sometimes it just wants to get in your mouth a little bit and, like, figure out what's going on in there. Like, do you need some cut rate dentistry? Because I can handle that for you, pal. Rats are weird creatures. I mean, all creatures are weird creatures, but... Alright, we are on the hunt. Kill 2 Dreadnoughts. Also find 25 Holomite. Hey, look at that. Holomite. That's gotta be a good omen, right? So, in this biome, we're gonna find some volatile uranium crystals. Not a good idea to stand too close to those. Most people, if you get exposed to uranium too much, you're gonna suffer some long-term health effects. Dwarves, for some reason, are apparently very biologically volatile, and the uranium is going to have some real powerful short-term effects on our health. Actually, I should probably light this cavern up. God, look at how effective that is. That's so cool. I will say, I do not much like playing the Scout. It's just not my sort of thing. I don't like not being able to fight. But I sure do like having a Scout around.
Need to get my pickaxe sharpened when we get back.
There's more... So it's going to be a little bit more difficult in these rocky tunnels to dig up to that kind of stuff. Oof, yeah. Not only are we getting 3 pickaxe hits to a break, but each breakage of the terrain is actually making less space, it looks like. It might not be worth going for that. That's going to be a... You know what? I might be able to stand on top of it, actually. It looks like it's kind of a shelf. Let's see if we can do that. And if not, we have all this tunnel rat. Okay, there you go. We are absolutely going to fall off of this when we mine it out, and I am just like, I'm ready for that eventuality. Oh, I fell off of it a little prematurely. That sound. I hear bugs. I hear bug sounds. One problem at a time. Nope, that's not... Okay, well, you know what? Actually, this will work. We're not going to be able to get it all like this. There we go. Good enough. Ollie's right here. I think what we're hearing is bugs right on the other side of the wall. Alright, do we want to try to do a similar thing with this? I mean, obviously Nitra is very important. Although I suppose, in a sense, for the Scout, the Nitra is a little bit less important, because each of the Scout's bullets is so much less valuable than everybody else's bullets. Do you really need more bullets? What if you just used your grappling hook and ran away, like a small, frightened child? Although I guess we can't solve our Dreadnought problem by running away from it. Whatever, it's good enough. It bugs me. I really don't like leaving behind little bits of minerals, but they've done a nice thing for you in that if you break away the big chunks of mineral, you will get almost all of the value of the deposit, and those little bits that are left over will only be worth like 0.1 each. So you are not mechanically compelled. Am I digging this in the right? This doesn't even look like it goes anywhere. Huh. Usually when you see compacted earth like this, it means there's a tunnel shortly on the other side. Okay, well let's maybe go through over here instead. No, there's also not a tunnel on this side. Okay, well, over where Molly is, there's definitely something connecting over here. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. I got distracted by my failure to dig a tunnel. Well, it can't have been important. If it was important, I feel like somebody else might have been saying it. I don't say important stuff. I say things about Star Wars. As everybody knows, nothing about Star Wars has ever mattered to anyone. Just ask people on the internet, and they'll be like, Star Wars? Why, I have no opinions at all about that. Not even one single strongly held feeling. Boy, there's a real kind of eerie beauty in these chambers. I like the look of so many of the environments. Alright, let's just see if we can maybe do a slightly better job here. Well, that's our guy. That's the Dreadnought right there in his cocoon. So we're going to have to be very careful, as you might imagine, from the name and the fact that there's a mission type dedicated to hunting these things down before they can complete their gestation. Dreadnoughts are quite dangerous. Very, very dangerous. But we have Bosco, and we have superior mobility tactics. It's probably worth actually trying to finish that off. Let me see if I can make myself a shelf to stand on here.
This is fun.
We're also very generous with the mining range. Obviously, you can hit stuff well beyond what the reach of your arms ought to be. Oh, we got incoming. Part of my problem... Oh, I'm pressed up against something I'm not supposed to be pressed up against there. Okay, that spitter's gotta go. Part of my problem with the scout might be related to the weapons. When you start each class, you only have one weapon available for each slot, but as you level the class up, a second primary and a second secondary become available, as well as a couple of additional grenade types. I'm still on the basic guns, so it might be the case that like the other guns would just mesh a little bit better with my playstyle. Alright, I think we're about ready to do this. Guns are loaded, I have plenty of ammo. Yeah, okay. Let's drop a couple of flares in the room right before we start the fight, just to make sure that things don't get dark and weird during combat. We will disturb its slumber. So Dreadnoughts get proper boss health bar. They have a big glowy abdomen that is, of course, a weak point. And you can shoot them in the mouth, just like all of the other enemies. Bosco, buddy, hit it with a rocket. Yeah, good work. Do it again. You can see in the lower left there, Bosco can only carry 2 rockets at once, and he takes some time to regen them between volleys. But the good news is, as this thing chases me around, Bosco will be able to stay behind it, and he'll be able to work on the abdomen weak point, which you can see is very glowy and vulnerable once you get through that layer of armor. Unfortunately, that layer of armor is going to regenerate somewhat frequently. Okay, cryo grenade had no effect. I shouldn't be surprised. Oof, those fireballs are mean and fast moving. Now I could be using scout magic to try to evade this guy, right? We could be doing stuff like this. But to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not so sure that that's any better than just leading him around in the circle in terms of keeping Bosco targeted on his backside. In fact, he's moving so slowly, Bosco's getting in front of him a lot. The lights are starting to go out. I'm very worried about the low damage we're outputting here. It's tough. It's tough as a solo. to do damage quickly to Dreadnoughts, because they spend most of their time putting their invincible face toward you. There we go, that's a little better. I gotta abort the slingshot a little bit early and turn around so I can score some hits. Oof, I turned around a little too early there. I got spooked because I took a little bit of damage from getting too close to the uranium. Oof. While this weapon is, like I say, a little bit more accurate than a lot of the weapons that I use with my other classes, it's still not accurate enough to really hit him in the mouth a lot, unless he's at very close range. Oh, I jumped, and I took a small amount of damage there. Was that chime just part of the music? You can see periodically he's regaining his armor layer. It seems to me, based on the Dreadnoughts I've fought, that they regain their armor layer every once in a while, just like on a time basis, and then also at certain health thresholds to prevent you from just gunning them down super fast. Okay, 1 of 2. We definitely are going to need a supply drop. And then let's have a little bit more of a look around here. I guess there's not really anything to mine. We were pretty thorough before. Pretty thorough in looking around, at least. Oh no, here's some gold. I don't know if I want to try to get... Oh no, that's nitra. You know what? It would be really easy to tell if some thoughtful person would light the room up a little bit more. Let's just build ourselves a shelf there. I'll tell you, when I am not the driller in solo, I really miss being the driller. Why can I not get up on that? Also, I'm jumping like a person who needs to jump. What am I thinking? Now, that's... What I'm thinking is that I don't have the wherewithal to use this grappling hook appropriately. I am out of ammo, aren't I? I guess that's why I dropped the resupply. Okay, let's try this again. I would like to please get the nitro. There we go. Alright, it's starting. Oh, you know what I think the problem was? I think the little gap that I made there was not actually tall enough for a dwarf to stand in. That's the issue we were having. So I'm a little leery of being up here with all these uranium crystals, because we're definitely going to take some uranium damage. That said, this might actually be enough nitra to secure the next supply pod, and I think I would be fool not to pursue that. Although, looking at it now, I'm starting to think maybe that's not 15. Because like I said, as you wear down the deposit, the little bits get less and less valuable. Alright, I'm going to leave that as it is. We can... Oh, man, now it's only 5. We probably get 5 out of that, maybe? Let's see if I can just stand on top of the nitro this time. Worked last time. Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, 0.2, 1.2, 0.8. So no, it was not 5. There's one little piece left, but that's going to be another, like, 0.1. We're just going to have to move on to the next thing. Alright. Terrain scanner. Can we see the giant Dreadnought cocoon anywhere on our map? No. No, we cannot. Well, it might be that way. I guess let's try that. Through here? It's the direction I was looking. Yep, there is another tunnel there just on the other side of this. This is actually where the Dreadnought was sleeping. Well, I had to say, so far, I feel like this is going well, but I also thought that about the last mission, all the way up until the moment when I died horribly. Are we tunneling in the right direction? This is not exactly the right direction. Oh, hey, there's the other cocoon. Well, alright, I think we're going to go through this tunnel no matter what, so let's just go ahead and dig ourselves an entrance. Ugh, also, who left all these spooky webs here? If we walk through the... Oh, wait, hold on. What am I doing? I'm getting all distracted. I should really completely refill off of that supply drop we did in there, because we are not planning to come back to that chamber. It's just going to sit in there. And you know how Deep Rock Galactic will feel about wasted resources. That's coming out of my paycheck. Unacceptable. There's a joke that people sometimes tell about I wish I could remember exactly what it is. The 4 video game plots, or something like that. It's like the first one is you are the most special shoot man, and the 4th one I think is, oh, I get it, it's actually about depression. I feel like over the last, I don't know, 5 years or so, there have been a lot of games where the plot basically breaks down to, actually, the bad guy is capitalism. Which is, you know, that's a message that I think people are really receptive to for a lot of reasons in this day and age. Okay, this will get us another drop pod in case we need one. Another supply drop, rather. We should probably just go ahead and make sure I get this stuff into Molly. We cannot spend Nitra that is in our pocket to call down a supply drop. It has to have already been deposited. So let's make sure we do this now, so that if we get into a situation where, for some reason, we need to drop the supply drop in combat, we are capable of doing so. God, it's so much light. It's so much better than the normal flares. That, I think, that glowing there is telling us something. Yes, it is. And then I walked through the damn web. Alright, well, can I tell you, I really hate the idea of fighting a Dreadnought in this long hallway. What's beyond the cocoon? Is there a chamber over here that we can maybe pull it into? I mean, we could fight it in the hallway. It's not impossible. Oh, this looks better. Thanks to the magic of the grappling hook, we could just have a plan to zoom over its head over and over again in the hallway. But actually, I like this a whole lot better. We have so many more options here. Alright. Let's get his attention and have at him. Let's build a staircase, or I guess I could just use my grappling hook for this, couldn't I? Bosco, get him! Bosco's rockets are pretty powerful. Now, of course, we must be wary of the fact that he is going to shoot those fireballs at us, like a lot. Uh-oh. Yeah, there's other enemies around here. We should absolutely have looked around in here before pulling the thing. Oh, hey. Hello, the boss. How are you? Can't help but notice that all the uranium's not affecting any of the monsters. Okay, this is bad. So there's a Praetorian somewhere, right? Yeah, over there. I want to make sure that Praetorian goes down before we really try to dig in on the Dreadnought. Cryo grenades get the job done. I cryoed myself a little bit there. You can see that coldness meter in the bottom of the bottom middle of the screen. So no effect at all, huh? Oh no, okay, wait. He got frozen. Enemies who are frozen take a lot of extra damage, which you probably noticed already. Oh god, he spawns garbage. Also, every enemy in this game is an extremely good climber. That's another thing that we have to be wary of, but we might be able to... Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say we might be able to shoot him in the back a little bit while he's climbing up. Nope, not while he's climbing down either. Okay. Fortunately, for whatever reason, our shield protects us from the damage that the radiation deals. Trying to shoot him in the mouth while he's roaring, but it's not really working. Too far away. The wall's too far away. Go. Okay. That was a little scary. Bosco's regenerated a rocket. I will totally tell him to use that in just a moment here. Oh, I should freeze. Yeah, okay. Next time a rocket happens, we'll try to get a freeze off before we fire the rocket so that we can benefit from the bonus damage. Yeah, that's what you want. We actually get to hit the abdomen a little bit. Honestly, I might be doing more damage if I had just fought him in the hallway. I'm so used to playing classes that don't have the movement abilities. Everybody has their mobility stuff. You know, the driller has the crazy drill arms, and the engineer has his platform weapon. Nobody quite has this level of mobility, aside from the Scout. His mouth's not even open right now. I'm just throwing bullets away. It just feels like I ought to be shooting at the monster, you know? You ever see like a monster movie? Sort of a kaiju thing where, like, the army guys are just shooting at the Godzilla, even though it's obvious that their weapons do nothing, and then they just keep shooting at him throughout the movie every time they see him, which is more fire. I totally get it now. The monster is scary, and so I should shoot the gun at him, even though I know it's not going to solve the problem that I'm having. Something real dark about the human condition lodged in there somewhere. Alright, well, we got our Holomite and we got our Dreadnought, so I guess there's nothing left to do but go the hell home. I'm gonna call in a supply drop real quick so that we can refill our gun before the desperate dash to the exit. There is no value to Nitra that you carry out of the mission. There's no reason to hold on to it. You may as well drop a thing. Alright, back to absolute full. Drop pod is coming in. See it on the map? I can... Okay. It's quite far away. It looks to me like we just want to follow Molly for a little while here. Although Molly's gonna make a big show of the fact that we can't exactly move like she moves. And she's got pride. I get it. I understand where she's coming from. I also am a little bit of a show-off. For example, check out this grappling hook. Check out my inability to walk up a slight grade. Also, I guess technically the flare gun is limited, but there's no way we're going to expend all these flares before the end of the mission. I may as well just be using them. Alright, I mean, we know Molly's going this way, because there's nowhere else to go in this tunnel. Mission Control doing everything in his power to panic us. Cold-hearted dude. Here's what I think of this Praetorian. Oh god, webs! Webs in my face! Oh god, I can't see anything. Where are we going? Let's go away. Okay, up here. Nope, that's where the Praetorian is. Remember how I made that big move so as to evade having to deal with this Praetorian? Molly branched off from us here. That's not... Molly, I can't... Actually, you know what? Nope, it will not drag me through a space that... Oh no, it totally will. It totally did drag me through a space that is too small for a dwarf to fit through. Well, that was probably intensely painful, the thing that we just did there, but we survived it, so let's just move on. Which side of the drop pod is the door on? There we go. Easy. See how easy that was? I'm out here talking about how the Scout has no offensive power, but it turns out the only kind of mission I can actually complete is one where all we do is kill people. What does that say about me as a person, do you think? I can't successfully repair or build anything, but I sure can murder giant space bugs. I don't know, there's probably no applicability there. Yes, very strong, very impressive. Okay, so that's a little bit different. Hopefully, a little bit more of a showcase of the different things that are in the game. This episode, this part of the episode, ended up being way longer than I expected it to be. But I'm still going to tack on that other mission at the end here. So this is where you're going to pick up, kind of awkwardly, a couple minutes into a thing I did with my friend Mike earlier today. Enjoy. He is very spooky. He's a very spooky ghost man.
I hear batteries to my right.
Yeah, I hear him too. We'll find some. Oh god. Oh god. There's so many tiny baby bugs. I hate them so much. I'm better at dealing with them with this character, but it's still not, like, fun.
Oh, why am I still digging out nitro when I... Oh, ow.
Yeah, I heard that. So, he himself is spectral, but he's able to generate waves of
Ghost
physical
fire.
force. And also
Yeah.
fires. That Poltergeist game did not prepare me for this.
Access provided.
That's too high. Let's just do this.
I made a platform. Platform place.
Okay. Oh, I'm just gonna lay down a turret up here. No, stop bothering me. I was really hoping to get through that process before I had to fight anything.
Did you deposit that a Quarks by any chance?
I did deposit that a quark. What is happening above us? There's something in the wall that I'm not familiar with. Well, it doesn't look like a thing that I'm familiar with. Do you see that right above us? Like the pulsing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's a thing here. Cursite grinder and a place I can put my key. All right, we'll mess with this in a minute. This is a place where I think we're going to be working for a minute. I'm going to put up the turrets.
Oh, no. The bulk,
Yeah, I'm intentionally popping the eggs within the turret's line of sight here. Oh! The bulk detonator handled the eggs. I'm just going to back up and let the turrets do some work. Although it doesn't sound like they're... I mean, maybe they handled it already. It looks like they're all dead. Okay, there's lots of stuff to mine up here.
Combat positions. The swarm is here.
Ooh, do you want to fall back to the base, or...
yeah.
Alright. Have all this crap up. I'm carrying it. Just get the hell out of here.
Besides, it'll give us a chance to lure the
Yeah,
big gentleman back this way.
that's what they call him, the big gentleman. It's led to a bit of a euphemism in the dwarf community. You have an explosive bowel movement. The polite way to communicate that is... Oh, I just invited my big gentleman. I better not have another burrito. That might invite the big gentleman.
Yeah. Speak of the gents.
Does this meat smell off to you? I don't want to invite the big gentleman.
Ow! I could not get away in time.
It's like a fair number of bugs. And I have no idea how to use this breach cutter. I am not doing a good job of killing swarms with it.
Oh,
So he seems to be maybe permanently camped on you? Can I get his attention? Hey, Mr. Gentleman. What about this? What about this decoy grenade? Doesn't that look interesting to you? He obliterated it instantly. Okay, but
you
it does
did
seem to have
distract him.
confused him. Alright, I'll take that. Is he gonna go back to you? Ow. Well, I'm trying to get his attention. He doesn't seem to have any interest in me.
You may need to just continue the mission for a little while, and I'll let you know if he backs off of me.
That doesn't feel like the way that's intended to work.
Well, it's still early access, so maybe they haven't fixed everything the way they need to.
You know what I don't care for is eggs.
Yeah.
You know, there are so many Quarks left to get.
Yep. And it's much easier for me to do it than you, but...
Also, if at any time I go down, we immediately lose the mission. So it's a
Yeah.
small amount of pressure.
Now it might be that you could drop a distractor a little bit further away and lead him off.
The area that they distract in is actually quite small. I don't know, like, I don't even know if I could drop one where it would distract him, but also would be in a place such that he's not still exploding your corpse. Right now, I'm just trying to get nitro for a refill, because I kind of need a refill. Since I have resupplied, I'm going to try to save you again, because
There's some red sugar there in the middle. Yeah.
but I have a lot of options. So 56, okay, that's enough. I'm going to grab a quark to take home with me. Oh, there's one already out. I'm just laying over there. Well, thing to know for next time. What? Okay, I threw that a quark and it rolled backwards. Now everything's good. It's still over there.
I mean, maybe if you shoot at him enough, he...
Didn't seem to respond. Let me try breach cutting his ass. Doesn't seem to care about that. Or a decoy a little further away. And it's rocking out. Okay, how about maybe I can do a train of decoys? This might work. This might work. So he'll blow up the one and it'll lead him into the area of the other. Yeah. So glad I had decoy grenades. If I was the gunner here, this would not have been very good.
Alright, well, I'm gonna lead him away for a while.
I'm gonna head back up there because there was a quark just laying on the ground.
I think he is actually chasing you right now.
Okay, that works too. He's got a long way to chase. I had such a hard time catching this platform. Oh, because there's garbage above the part I'm trying to jump onto. Jump over. There we go. There are so many. There's a couple of things with jetties up here, and like 3 more quarks to dig out. This is the area, man.
Swarm! I repeat, swarm!
I am headed back to base. Ow. Okay, everything's fine. Looks like a Mectera grabber. To my right. Alright, it's dead. No, it's not. Now it is. Just one. There we go. Well, our friend is here. Our big gentleman has arrived.
Nar.
I found one of the batteries, and also the chest is adjacent to. Ow. Well, that exploded me a small amount. It seems like the fire damage from the bulk detonator explosion does affect the other bugs, at least. Like, he did a lot of damage to that oppressor. He nearly killed the oppressor for us. I'm gonna die, though. Gotta get away from him. Okay, no, the fire ran out just before I would have died.
Alright, he is
Pursuing me.
still on you. So, you know.
I'm gonna try to lure him away from the big score cavern. He's on the base right now. Alright, he's coming over here. Just gonna mine some nitro and stuff. Feel free to go get all those quarks.
Me reorient myself. Where are they all? Ah, yes.
I'm just gonna circle around. I might be able to make the battery chest thing happen while he's chasing me. I think I hear the other battery. You indeed. Hello, battery. I probably should not mind this right now. I'm gonna lead him away. Can you get haunted bug missions while you're playing solo? It seems like they would be a huge pain.
I don't know. I've only ever had 2.
I fell to my death. You might want to help me quickly. He's not on me yet, but he's kind of close-ish. I really didn't think that I was going to take...
Oh, he's too close.
Yeah, he got there too quickly. I cannot believe I took fall damage from that fall, much less fall damage enough to get through my shield and knock me unconscious.
Alright, well, I think this is going to just be pretty tough.
Do you have your pheromone grenades equipped?
No, I have my cryo grenades equipped.
Yeah, there might not be anything you can do. I cannot believe I took fall damage. It was like 10 feet.
I cannot get out.
That's a shame. I wanted to play with the Cursite grinder. I have this
Yeah.
fancy magic key now.
Well, let me know if he decides to stop harassing
Deep
you.
Rock Galactic, how to make the ghost go away. How to make ghost... Spooky caves. They did an AMA that's coming up as a response to this Google search. Let's see if that has anything useful in it. The AMA is coming up because the name of the studio is Ghost Ship Games. There is no useful information in this.
Oh, he got off of you.
Oh. Well, that's handy. There's a small number of bugs on me. The turrets are trying to light them up, but... Oh, also, I'm, like, fully in view of the base, so the base turrets are also shooting the bugs on me. There is an oppressor on me now. It's just crawled over. Wow, one cryo grenade fully freezes. Okay, the oppressor breaks up the freeze at least. I was gonna say, that seems real powerful. Yeah, unfortunately, both of my turrets have run out of ammunition. Here comes the gentleman. One gentleman Inc. He's killing the other bugs. So he will sometimes wander off, it looks like. Maybe like every X seconds he changes, he reassesses target or something. He's coming
is he back on you?
He's coming to you.
Alright. We really need Nitra. Very badly.
It's been a situation. I don't know if the base turret is doing any damage at all to the suppressor. It's hard to tell. It might be shooting his mouth. Maybe.
Oh!
Are you sure that's a good idea? Okay, well. Dead. It's currently making a huge gas cloud on my corpse. Okay, I live...
Alright, run.
Here comes Ghostman. Escaped. I brought you this bar.
Alright.
So we are at 65 Nitra, huh?
There's a vein of Nitra up here if you want to give me a platform. Oh, but first we have to run.
Yep. Lead the ghost away. Lead him away to Nitra. Have a small amount of red sugar. Ooh, loot bug. Sweet loot bug. Surrender your nitros unto me. Yeah, that's okay. He had like 8 nitra in him. Have some health. So if we can find, honestly, one more loot bug would probably even do it. See a partially mined vein. That unfortunately is kind of close to the guy as you are leading him, so I'm going to give him a small amount of room. You know what? I think when you repair the chests, they sometimes have nitra in them.
There's a vein up here if you can give me a platform.
Let's see, okay, yeah. Is that workable?
Oh, shoot. I let go early. Well...
This weapon is somewhat non-ideal. Also, this huge ghost man is following me. So he is also non-ideal. Actually, he may be following you, just kind of incidentally through me.
Yeah, that seems possible. Shoot, I really
But his vein
need some health.
Turrets, help! I angered the bugs. Okay, yeah, me and the turrets are doing the thing. Looks like we have some time before the arrival of the gentleman. Damn it. What a time for a swarm. I'm gonna repair this crate and make it shoot out resources. Okay, that's enough nitra. Well, did the thing I said. The gentleman is approaching the base. This is probably a bad place for me to be at this moment.
Oh no.
Is he on
Well,
you?
that should give you a.
But this thing really does not do a lot of damage to individual enemies.
I could understand maybe it being decent to cut through like a big group of them who are all sort of already.
Yeah. Okay, so he's killed most of the enemies. I'll feel a lot more comfortable once the swarmy music goes away. And I have enough grenades. I can lead him off with the decoy strategy again. Okay, I'm gonna see if that gets him. Throw the first one close enough. So we'll pull his attention this way. Hopefully follow the chain. It's working. And it also caused all of the other bugs to run over to him, which is good.
All right, I think he is following you.
Acceptable. This mission has been a little bit weirder than I thought it was going to be. I thought we would just run away from a spooky ghost every once in a while. Maybe some Scooby-Doo music would play. And...
Yeah, I get that.
Scooby-Doo music, you know, a ghost or something. Okay, I'm back up here where all those Aquarks are. I am gathering Aquarks. He has found me. I'm fine. Fine, except for the fact that he has broken all of the eggs up here. There are many tiny bugs. Okay, I've thrown 2 Aquarks down to the base.
Okay. Boy, there's just a lot of enemies spawning on this map.
Well, it's spawning 2 players worth of enemies, and it's usually spawning them at 1 player because we're separated all the time due to the thing. I think that's probably part of why it feels a little bit worse. Visual. Also, I bought an upgrade for the platforms that is specifically supposed to discourage enemies from walking on them, and it does not really seem to do that very well. They sure do still love getting up on the platforms with me.
Boy. That sure is just a whole nother swarm right after the last we just need 1 more Quarks.
I did not think I was close enough to get hit by that. Okay, well this is not an Quark, but it is a significant quantity of jetties. There's one more Quark up here. I'm having a little bit of trouble accessing it on account of the troubles.
Here, if you lead him away, I'll try to...
You know that there are 100 guys chasing you. I'm gonna head in the direction of the base. See if we
Okay.
can, I really, really love the lower fall damage onto the platforms upgrade. I use it all the time. Alright. Sentry guns back. Let's set them up in a better position over here.
I have the last piece of a quarks. Boy.
Some might just call it an Quark. I would love to get to set up my sentry guns over here.
Damn
Try to
it.
lead the bugs back through him. I might... Okay, no, I did not go down from burning damage.
There is red nitra, or red sugar, down this little thing. Oh! Oh, gentlemen.
Yeah, many gentlemen. There so many monsters. Jesus. Part of the problem is that my sentries are not up because there are so many enemies on me 100% of the time that I cannot even set them up. That will help. It doesn't help that all of the base turrets have disengaged because they ran out of ammo. So you might be right. There might just be a huge amount more enemies than usual. Where's my other turret base? There it is. I'm not going to be able to set that up in time. Oh, he did his stomp instantly there. Oh, no setup time at all. Torians and... There's so many enemies.
Exemplary work. You've
Well, I delivered that a Quark.
record time. Launch the minet and we'll send in the escape can.
Seemed like a thing worth doing while I was over here. Okay. We are really not close to the Nitra for the next drop, huh?
Are there any things left?
Would you be less specific?
Maybe.
Oh. All I know is my gut says maybe. Well, I am going to, I think, be able to quickly acquire the last fossils we need. That other fossil,
Okay.
another fossil down here. While I'm running away, I figure I could be doing something useful. Not see any nitra down here. And I managed to get the gentleman to murder that oppressor. That's also useful.
That's cool. We should press the launch button, right?
I was kind of hoping that yeah, it looks like we're not going to be able to find enough nitra for a thing. I was kind of hoping to do another supply drop before that.
Yeah, I think we're just...
Just out of resources for all of forever.
How many, how much nitra short are we?
All of it. Like, we have very, very little. We have 20.
Okay, well...
I have a very small amount of... I'm going to pull my sentries back, but I have a very small amount of sentry ammo. So they will not be terribly useful even when I built them up. Maybe
I may
they
just
send you way more enemies on ghost missions because they know the ghost is going to kill a lot of stuff.
That could be true. Where are you located? Oh, you're way down there.
Yeah, I'm playing keep the ghost away from civilization.
All right. Well, I'm playing drive, like run away from the swarm.
I've bravely sacrificed myself to save the lives of millions. I hope that there will be some songs or some poems, you know? My sacrifice. Oh, I have a new oppressor. He looks a lot like the old oppressor, which I guess is how these things usually go. It takes a lot of slams from the ghost to kill an oppressor.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Pods up in 3.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm almost empty.
That did no damage to him. Can you get there?
Yeah, I can see it.
Tell me when you're in.
I'm in.
Alright. Screw you guys! Farewell.
Wow,
friend.
that was...
There
awful.
was another oppressor, multiple Praetorians, and a non-ghost bulk detonator down there with me and the ghost.
Oh, and I still had guys on me basically all the time.
I appreciate you pointing at me to acknowledge my sacrifice.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah, I had 185 kills, you had 202, and there were still more enemies alive on that map than I have ever seen before. But we won. Well, you won. The mission was a success. That's all that really matters. And see, I'm alive. I'm technically alive. So yeah, sometimes Deep Rock Galactic looks like that. I'm telling you, it's just a real good game, y'all. And look, also they let you drink a rat. It tastes as great as its name. That's pretty good. I'm gonna drink another rat real quick here. Thank y'all for watching. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. I hope that this has drawn your attention to this game. If this game is the sort of thing to which your attention needed to be drawn. Look at that rat. Look at that adorable foam rat. Bartender would have to be a robot to get that rat so perfect every time. Alright, here's your mug back. I believe in recycling. Yeah, anyway, that's it for Deep Rock Galactic. The What's SB Playing series is not yet over. We're gonna totally nail one of these. Here we go. Nope, that's not how you do that. The What's SB Playing series is not... It's not over. Oh, no. There's more stuff coming. This will be the last one for Deep Rock Galactic for now, but... You know, let me know in the comments if you feel like you need to see some more of this Deep Rock Galactic, because that's a thing that could totally happen. Who's ready for the winner? Here it comes. Bam! Oh! He did it. He did it. 10 points in 3 shots. No one's ever done better than that. And now, to celebrate... Nope, can't even... I can't even kill myself in a ring of fire, right? You know what? That's gotta be the end of the episode. We're out of time. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what's up. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments below. And come back next time for another thing. A new, different thing. It's coming. And it'll be different. And also a thing. That's what I just said. We'll see you then.